Hello everyone, I Professor Bhavik Kumar M. Kataria welcomes you into the video series of computer networks. And today we are going to discuss unit number 5, link layer and LANs. In this unit we will discuss topics like link layer services, error detection and error correction techniques. Basically both is combinedly known as a error handling strategies, and we will discuss multiple access protocols. So these are the topics we are going to discuss in this unit. Remaining thing addressing Ethernet switches and wireless LANs, that is we have already discussed in our earlier video series, so we are not going to repeat this number of topics. So let's see whatever we have discussed till today. In unit number 1 we have started with the understanding of network and internet, basic definition and fundamentals of computer network and internet. Then after we have discussed network edge, it means end system located at a boundary side. And then after we have discussed network core, it means devices located centrally in terms of internet or a computer network. Then after we have discussed the understanding of delays, like various types of delays are available during the transmissions. We have discussed loss and throughput in packet switch network, as well as we have discussed protocol layers and their service model. In this unit we have discussed like basic types of network, LAN and WAN, switching techniques, circuit switching, message switching, packet switching, transmission media, guided and unguided media. In terms of guided media, various types of medias are there. Same thing in terms of unguided media, various types of medias were there. And then after we have discussed two protocol layered architecture, OSI model and TCP/IP model. And then after completing the unit number 1, we moved towards the unit number 2, application layer. Here we have discussed 4 things: World Wide Web, HTTP hypertext transfer protocol, email and domain name system. Then after we have moved towards the transport layer. Here we have discussed the services of transport layer, multiplexing and demultiplexing, UDP connectionless transport, as well as TCP connection oriented transport, principle of reliable data transfer. Here we have discussed the concept of congestion, as well as how to transfer the data reliably with the like stop and wait protocol, sliding window protocol, this type of protocols we have discussed here. Then after we have discussed congestion control policies in terms of pre-policies before the congestion occurs, and then after post policies after the congestion occurs. Then we have discussed network layer, where we have discussed forwarding and routing, network service model, virtual and datagram networks, details about the routers, IP protocol. Here we have discussed the examples, numerical side related to IP addressings like fixed length subnet mask and variable length subnet mask, as well as routing information and routing algorithms, as well as last we have discussed broadcast and multicast routing. So let's start today's session about the error detection, not error correction, it is error detection. Get it? Error correction we will discuss into the next session. So basically it is the introductory part, basic services provided by the link layer. So where actually link layer is located? So link is between the two routers or between two nodes, or it is between the router and wireless devices. Get it? Wireless router, or it is between the wireless router and end system. So these are the various kind of links. Same look like router and server. So these are the links located between two routers, or router and wireless router, or from the wireless router to end system. So here actually data link layer is located and data link layer is working. So let's see the services of link layer. So these are the services like framing, then after link access, reliable delivery, error detection and error correction. These are the main services of data link. layer. Out of these main services, mainly we are going to focus on error detection and correction as well as reliable delivery. So for the reliable delivery, we will discuss the link access and access control protocol, various type of access control protocol. In terms of this protocol, we will discuss carrier sense multiple access, collision avoidance, and carrier sense multiple access collision detection. It means CSMA, CSMA CA, and CSMA CD. So today we are going to discuss about the error detection. So situation during the errors, like whenever we are transmitting the data, suppose there is a one sender and one receiver. Sender is transmitting towards the receiver. So what are the chances about the error? Suppose sender is sending the data packets towards the receiver. So during this transmission, situation can be occur like entire packet is lost. Suppose this entire packet is lost. Or another situation, like in place of losing the entire packets, like following bits are corrupted. Like sender is sending this types of bit 100 101. So maybe out of this 6 bit, or let me consider 8 bit data here. So if out of this 8 bit, suppose this bit is corrupted, so it will generate an error, because receiver will be not be able to extract the original message from this number of remaining bits. So maybe one bit is going to be corrupted, or more than one bit is going to be. Suppose one bit is going to be corrupted. So this thing is known as a single bit error. Or more than one bit, like multiple bits are corrupted. So this thing is known as a burst error. Now in terms of error handling, there are two main strategies are there. First one is error detection, and the second one is error correction. So first, today we will start the error detection. So there are various kinds of techniques. First one is D plus D. It means data plus data. D stands for the data. In this method, we are sending our data 2 times. Data plus data. So what are the advantages of this technique? Disadvantages of this technique? Suppose we want to send the 100 KB data. Get it? So whenever we will use data plus data method, so we have to add one more 100 KB data again. So in place of sending 100 KB, we are sending total 200 KB data. So it will generate overhead into the transmission. And maybe if we will do this thing every time, so it will make a congestion into the network. So we have already discussed the fundamentals of congestion during the transport layer. So we can't do like this. We are sending the data 2 times, or data plus duplicate data. So this thing is not a practical method. So it is not feasible with the fundamentals of computer networks. Second one is a parity check. In terms of parity check, there are various kinds of fundamentals like vertical parity check, or horizontal parity check, or single bit parity check, or a multiple bit parity check, like one-dimensional parity or two-dimensional parity. So these are the various techniques related to parity checks. But parity check is also an older method which was used into the long times in terms of fundamentals of computer network. But recently some new arrival methods are there, like checksum and CRCs. So people are using checksum and CRC in place of parity check. So that is not mostly used into the market. In before the very long time, it means in past peoples were used the parity checks. But recently checksum or CRC is into the market. Same thing, one error correction techniques, that is Hamming code. Hamming code is also a good techniques to correct the error, but fundamental is there. So we have to use the redundant data here. Suppose we are sending the 100 KB data. So parallelly we have to use 50 KB data as a redundant bit. So we have to use 150 KB in place of 100 KB data. Get it? So we are not adding data here 50 KB, but it is a redundant data. That is redundancy. So that's why one that is a one disadvantage. Plus one another disadvantage is a calculation of Hamming code is very complex. Calculation is complex, so it will take more and more amount of time and complexity into the network. So again, by using the Hamming code, error correction is difficult. So in place of, we can do the retransmission, like sender is sending the data and receiver is receiving the data. So whenever receiver is receiving the corrupted data, so either correcting the error, maybe that can ask the sender for the retransmission, and sender can retransmit the particular packet again. So that are the fundamentals related to error handling. Let's start with the basic method, parity check. So in terms of parity check, as we have discussed, that is a 1-bit even-odd parity or 2-dimensional even-odd parity. So in terms of 1-bit even-odd parity, we can make the data number of ones into either even or odd. Get it? Suppose we are using the even parity. So let's calculate the number of ones: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So there are the number of 9 ones. So that is the odd. So by adding one more one, we can make it even. Get it? So whenever we are using the even bit parity method, so always receiver will be able to know that whatever the data receiver will receive, so receiver will receive the even number of ones. Get it? But the thing is that suppose we are using the even number of ones. So suppose one third party is adding 2 more ones into the data, or reduce the 2 ones, like after adding 1 more one, here 10 ones are there, and suppose third party remove 2 ones and just only send 8 ones. So receiver will be not be able to detect the error, like that is 8 ones and these are the even. So receiver will be able to know that data is correct, but actually data is not correct. So that's why there is requirement of 2-bit parity. So that is the disadvantage of 1-bit parity, and we will move towards the 2-bit parity check. So let's see what's happened into the 2-bit parity check. So that is just cross checking. In place of even, we can also use the odd ones, or we can use the even, whatever we like. So let's see what's happening here. So there is 1, 2 and 3 ones are there. So here we are adding one more one. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 ones are there. So that is already even. So we are adding a 0. No need to add 1. Here 1, 2 and 3 ones. So we are adding 1 by making it even. So these are the 2 ones we are making for even. Same thing. We will check horizontally and vertically both. Here there is a single one. If we will check vertically, 1, 0 and 0. So we will add 1 for the make it even. Here 1 and 1, 2 ones. No need to add 1. That is 0, 1, 1, 1, 3 ones. So we will add one more one to make it even. 1, 0, 1, 1, 2 ones are there. No need to add 1. Again 1, 1 and 0, 2 ones are there. So no need to add 1. So here we are adding 2 ones, plus here we are adding 2 ones. Get it? So we are making it even. So whenever receiver will receive the data, so receiver will check the data. Suppose this bit is corrupted. So whenever receiver will check horizontally and vertically, so here 1, 1, 1, 3 ones, and here 0. So either it should be 1. If there is 0, so there is 3 ones, it means odd. So it will generate an error here due to this odd ones. Same thing, it will check vertically 0 0 and 1 0. So there is a single one. It is again odd, so it will require even. So again in this line or in this line there is error. So after checking horizontally and vertically, we will able to detect the point where is error. So that is 0. In place of 0 there is actually 1. So that is our original data which is corrupted and it is 0. So whenever we will make it 1, so we will be able to detect an error. So let's see, maybe by correcting this one we can correct the error, but it is not accurate. Like suppose whenever any third party will change the multiple bits, like after making the correction here, maybe another bits can be changed. So it is not 100% authenticity about the correcting the errors. And the next technique is CRC, which is known as a cyclic redundancy check. So let's see what's happening in terms of CRC, cyclic redundancy check. That is our data given into the example, and that is CRC. So whenever we have a n bit CRC, so in place of this n bit we will add n minus 1 zeros, n minus 1 zeros. Currently here there is a 4 bit CRC, so we will add 3 zeros. 4 minus 1, it means 3. Suppose there will be a 5 bit CRC, so we will add 4 0. If there is a 6 bit CRC, so we will add 5 zeros. It means whenever n bit CRC are there, so we will add n minus 1 zeros into actual original data. That is our data. 1 0 1 1 0 1 1, that is data. And by using the CRC, here we will perform exclusive OR operation. What do you mean by exclusive OR operation? It is modulo by 2. Suppose 1 exclusive OR 0 plus 1 exclusive OR 1, 0 exclusive OR 1 and 0 exclusive OR 0. So let's see here, 0 exclusive OR 0 will be 0, 0 exclusive OR 1 will be 1, 1 exclusive OR 1 will be 0, and 1 exclusive OR will be 0. Why? Here we are in place of exclusive OR, if you're not aware with the exclusive OR, you can take a modulo 2. That is another option, modulo 2. Whenever you will add these 2 bits, 0 plus 0, 0 modulo by 2, it means 0, 0 plus 1, 1 modulo by 2, it means 1, 0 1 plus 1, 2 modulo by 2, it means 0, 1 0, here 1, correct here, 1 plus 0 1, 1 modulo by 2, it means 1. So these are the exclusive or modulo 2 option we will do for the CRC. So let's see 1101. Whenever we will use 1101, so 110, 1 exclusive OR 0, it means 1, 0 exclusive OR 1 and 001. So there is no need to consider this bit. Again let's see remaining portion 11000 here from the top. 1100, our CRC is 1101. So again go with the 1101. Get it? So we will use 1101 like this. No need to put here 110 and 1. Do not put here. So whenever you will do 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 and let's see some difficulties here. 1101, whenever we will put 1101, so we will get 1, then after 0. So let me correct this example into the handwritten form. So do not consider this one. We are checking into the handwritten. So let's see here 1101. So whenever we will use 1101, so we will get 110 101 01 1, and here that is 0. Now in remaining bit we will keep at is from the top. So these are the remaining bit from the top side. Now we will again use 1101. So 1101, here 011, 000, 110, 110. So there are 3 zeros, and the remaining bit we will keep at is from the top. Again we will use CRC 1101. So that is 011, 101, 110 and 110. 2 bits are 0. Remaining 2 bits we will take from the top, 1100. Whenever we will use 1101, so it is 011, 000, 110. So here there are 3 zeros, and last digit is 1. So here we have add 3 zeros, so we will consider last 3 bits. So last 3 bits are 0, 0, 0, 0 and 1. So that is our CRC. It is known as our CRC. It means this bit we will use as a redundant bit. Actually it is divided into 3 parts: cyclic, redundancy and check. Cyclic means circular code, cyclic form we are generating into the cycles, and whatever the remaining bits we are adding, that is redundancy. So these are the redundant bit, 3 bits we are adding as a CRC. So whenever sender will send data to the receiver, suppose here is a sender and receiver. So whenever sender will send data towards the receiver, so that is actual data 10111011. So this actual data plus CRC bit. CRC bits are 001. So plus 001. This entire thing is forwarded towards the receiver, and whenever receiver will receive the data, receiver will verify it with the CRC. How? Because CRC generator is 1101. So CRC generator 1101, receiver will use the CRC generation and calculate entire thing is again. In place of adding 3 zeros, here CRC bits are 001. So whenever we will use the CRC bit, so we will get last 3 bits are zeros, all zeros. If all 3 bits are zeros, so it means data is correct. Data is correct. And suppose if there is a modification in any bit, like in place of 10111011, one bit is corrupted, that is third bit. In place of 1, like someone third party did it 0 in place of 1. Get it? So at that time receiver will not get 3 zeros. In place of 3 zeros, receiver is getting 001. So data is not correct. Here data was correct, here data is not correct. So that is the method which is known as a cyclic redundancy check to detect the error. Now next thing is a checksum. So let's see what are the fundamentals of checksum. In terms of checksum, our data is 7, 11, 12, 0 and 6. That is our actual data. So in terms of checksum, 2 things is there, check and sum. So first we will do the sum of this digit. So 7 plus 11 plus 12 plus 0 plus 6. So sum is 36. It is our sum, 36. And whenever we will write 36 into the binary, so we will get 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. So it is nothing but 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 and 32. 32 plus 4, it means 36. So 1 and 1. These 2 digits are 1. It means 32 plus 4, total 36. Now we will keep last 2 bits into the sum. We will use 4 bits only. We will use only 4 bits and we will add the last 2 bit here. Get it? So again we will do the like exclusive OR option 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1 and 0 is 0. So that is the wrapped sum. 6 is a wrapped sum. Whenever we will get the wrapped sum, So we will do the ones complement of this wrapped sum. Whenever we will make the ones complement of 6, so we will get 9 as a ones complement. In place of 0 we are using 1, in place of 1 we are using 0, in place of 1 we are using 0, and in place of 0 we are using 1. So that is 9. It is a 1 complement, and that is our checksum. This ones complement is known as a checksum. So we will add this 1 complements into the data. Like what was our data? 7, 11, 12, 0 and 6. That is our data. Plus we will add a ones complement is as a checksum. So whenever receiver will receive this data, so receiver will again make the summation, and sum is 45. Again receiver will write the 45 into binary. Last 2 bits will be again added here. Get it? So 101, 011, 1 and 1. 4 ones are there. So whenever receiver will make the ones complement, so receiver will receive all zeros. All zeros means data is correct. Suppose any bit is corrupted, so receiver will not get all zeros here. In place of all zeros, if receiver will get any bit as a 1, so that thing is known as a somewhere error is there. So that is the checksum method for the error detection. In our next session, we will discuss error correction in our session number 21. Stay connected, stay healthy.